Today I'm going to be working on the third part of this video series on how to repair a dresser. I'm going to be working on the rails and the guides for the drawers. The rails would be the horizontal boards that go between the ends, and then the guides are going to be the wooden pieces that guide the drawer as you slide it in. When I start, the dresser is going to be upside down because I just replaced the base. And I'm going to be repairing anything that's broken inside of the cabinet that I can see from the underside. So I'll be repairing some rails where the wood has split, some pieces that are broken off, and then I will flip it over, do the same thing, and then I'll move on to repairing the drawer guides. I don't want to break this all the way off, but I'll get the glue down in. If you kind of lift it up and down, it'll work its way down into there. And this side I can kind of wipe along here. And then I'm just going to clamp that across and hold it where it needs to be. I'll put several clamps along here, and I don't want it, since it's at an angle, it could slide that way, so I'm trying to make sure it stays even here as well. And I can always use some of that clear 3M tape as well if I need to. So I went ahead and took the clamps off of those. Off of this. It's nice and strong. I'm going to go ahead and sand it a little bit with the block sander just to smooth off the sharp edges. So all the rest of these are nice and sturdy. It's just this one that is giving problems. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. And once it's dry, I'll flip the thing over. Now I'm gonna have to deal with this. From the other side, when the drawer sits in it, it's gonna drop like that, which isn't good. So these were all done in such a way that they're free floating, I guess you could say. They don't lock into anything, except for this part locks in to a groove here. And then this sits in a groove here, but it's all loose. It has freedom to move and slip around inside there. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to get some glue back in here. I'm going to pull it forward into the groove here, and I'm gonna put some glue here for this panel, and then I'm going to pull it to the front. Right here, this slips in and out. This is locked into the groove on the side there. And if you notice, these are all sitting back just a little bit. So I'm gonna be able to push that in, put some glue in there, glue this one here, and I'm gonna glue that there. I was thinking about taking this part out, but it's gonna be too much work. And then I was gonna trim this with the router and then glue in a piece there and sand it. But, and that's an option, but there is still enough of a slot here that this can set in. As long as I pull it forward and glue it in there so it can't slip out, it's not gonna drop anymore. So that should fix the problem. So the first thing I wanna do is make sure I'm set up and ready. I've got my glue. Because this is able to move, I'm gonna wanna hold it tight against that side when I glue it. So one way that I can do that, these quick grips are designed to where you can take this end off. Normally you clamp things together, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this around to this side. And that's gonna allow us to push this apart. But when we do that, we don't want to create a gap in this end here, because if we push it real hard, it's going to push this out and it'll create a gap between this rail and the end. So what I'm going to do I'm gonna put it in here. After I glue it, I'm gonna gently push it that way. And then I'm gonna take a bar clamp. I have some cardboard here because I don't have pads on these bar clamps. These are some cheap bar clamps I picked up at a garage sale for a couple bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and get it close here. And basically, I'll put that cardboard between, and I'll use the bar clamps to pull this together. Put it down in the groove. Nice solid bead in there. I'm gonna put a bead back here. I don't think it was originally glued because it was designed just to fit in that slot, but at some point somebody did glue it, but it didn't do the job because of how broken up this was. So I'm going to go ahead and get some under that tongue there too. And maybe so this doesn't slide, I'm going to go ahead and try to get some in here too. Just a little bit. And I'll wipe off the excess. Try to ooze some down in the style there as well. And I'll put it into position. I'll slide this forward as far as I can. Oops. There we go. I don't want to pull out of the back, but it's still in the back. So when I put the clamps on, apparently the video wasn't recording, but what I did was I went ahead and put the quick grip clamp on the inside to press out the inner parts. I put the bar clamp on the outside to make sure that the rail was tight with the end, and then I wiped off the excess glue. Everything held tight once I was done. Now that I've repaired everything that needed to be done while the dresser was flipped upside down, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to repair the rails from the top and also the drawer guides. So I have this thing flipped over, and if you look in here, there's these rails and they're put in there by nails. This one is missing. I do have the part, so I'm going to put it back in there. I'm going to need to make sure to put it in the right place. Otherwise it's going to bind when you slide it in. I'm going to double check each of these. I'm going to make sure that everything's secure. I did find one other little piece of wood that was split off. I'm going to see if I can figure out where that goes, and we'll get these in. So there were a few things wrong with this. This piece of wood that I found actually belonged right here, so I was able to wood glue that in. There was a piece in the back that was popped up, so I glued it and I taped it for now until it dries, but it was stuck up to where the drawer would hit that, and it may have actually ended up causing some of the other problems. Another thing is, some of these don't have their nails in it. You want to make sure when you put that in that it's lined up where it needs to be, otherwise the drawer's not going to slide in properly. But fortunately there's like marks where over time the wood has darkened. There's like a line where it used to be attached, so I can put it right back where it was. And I went ahead and put some wood glue under there. I think these were actually glued at one point. I'm going to line it up, and I got some new nails because the ones that were popped out didn't have the nails anymore. And once I do that, it should be ready for the drawers to go back in. That wraps up the third video on how to repair a dresser. Next, in part 4, I'll be repairing the dresser drawers. which will conclude this series. I hope you learned something today, and check out my other videos. Thanks.